Now, yesterday I've started with this poem, Keeping Quiet. I've given you a detailed introduction of the poem, what is it all about. And I've told you this is a poem which is basically dealing with the subjects of introspection and retrospection. The poet here urges all its readers to be still for a second. He says, now that I will count to 12, as the first stanza says, now we will count to 12 and we will all keep still. Here he refers to still means without any activity, without any movement, without any kind of noise or commotion. The entire world for a second should keep quiet. For once on the face of the earth means he is not talking about a particular area or a particular region, state, or a nation. He's talking about the entire mankind. He said, for once, let's take a halt. For 1 second, let's all of us be quiet, completely still. Let's not speak in any language, because language, as discussed, creates barriers. Language varies from one region to another, from one nation to another. So somewhere it creates barriers. It builds up walls between people. So he says, let's not speak in any language. Let's stop for 1 second and not move our arms so much. So let's not do any kind of activity, any kind of movement. Let's be quiet. Let's be still, because we are going to be together. We are going to be united in this 1 second. I've given you the explanation of the first two stanzas, I believe. First stanza, I've covered it again. We've discussed the literary devices also of these two stanzas yesterday. The second stanza, fast recap of the second stanza. It would be an exotic movement, which simply means that it would be a splendid movement, a beautiful, lovely, the people are going to feel in that moment. Without rush, without engines. There's no kind of rush is going to be there, no engines, no movement, no noise is going to be there. We would all be together in a sudden strangeness, and they're all going to be together, united in that sudden strangeness. Fisherman in the cold sea would not harm whales. The fisherman would be there in the cold sea. The occupation of the fisherman is to catch fishes. So the fishermen in the cold sea would also take a pause. They would also take a halt of not catching the fishes at that moment. So the poor fishes would be safe for that 1 second. And the man gathering salt, the salt gatherers. I told you salt gathering is a very tedious job. It is a very tough profession. So the people who are involved in this salt gathering job, they take a pause and would have a look at their injured hands, their hurt hands, at how much this job has given pain to them. They would take time and give a look, realize how much hurt they are because of this job. Right? So we completed till the second stanza. Okay, now I want to start from the third stanza. Ankita, please read the third stanza.
Okay, ma'am. Those who prepare green wars, wars with gas, wars with fire, victory with no survivors, would put on clean clothes and walk about with their brothers in the shade, doing nothing. What I want should not be confused. With totally inactivity, life is what it is about. It was not no truck with death.
Okay. Now, third stanza is very important from examination point of view. This particular stanza for reference to context has been covered several times in board exams. So please mark this stanza as important. Now, those who prepare green wars. Now, green wars is the war against nature, war against environment. So here, the poet is talking about two kind of people. One who prepare green wars, that is, they destroy the nature, right? Cutting trees, deforestation, spreading pollution, polluting the water bodies. This is where we are doing green wars, means the greenery we are hampering of the environment. So those who prepare green wars, and second is the wars with gas, and the wars with fire. Now there he's talking about the actual wars, where the wars are there with gas or wars with fire. Now a lot of bullet shooting, bomb blasting, a lot of things are, when there are wars at large scale, a lot of destruction is there. So in these wars, there's victory with no survivors. Though one of them, the victory is no survivors, because ultimately a lot of people die. Ultimately, men die, humans die. So it's victory with no survivors. This would be a time when he's saying, when the poet is saying that everybody should be quiet, no movement, nothing at all. This would be a time when these people who are involved in such kind of wars, right, they would put on clean clothes. Even they would dress up in clean clothes and walk about with their brothers in the shade, whom the people they call as their enemy. They would stand under the shade of a tree with them and would walk with them, doing nothing. No talk, no activity, no movement, no gestures, nothing at all. They'll be doing nothing and standing under the shade with their brothers. What I want should not be confused. Now, this particular line is again very important. At times, last 4 lines are also there for RTC. तो ये पूरा stanza बेटा RTC point of view से इसको बहुत अच्छे से करना. It has been repeated in board exams several times. So, what I want should not be confused with total inactivity. Now, here the poet is saying that I'm saying, let's be quiet for a second, without any movement, without any kind of activity, without anything at all. But he says, what I want to say should not be confused with total inactivity. Total inactivity here, he's referring to death. When a person is not moving, not speaking, nothing at all, tab hum bolte the person is dead. But he says, please do not confuse it with that total inactivity. Do not be confused between this pause and death. He's not talking about death. He's talking about that non-movement, no activity for just a second. So life is what it is about. I want no truck with death. He says, I don't want any kind of confusion between this inactivity and death. Life will continue. Life is what it is. He says, just a pause of not doing any activity, of not harming anybody, not saying a word, no language usage, no gestures, nothing at all. Simply please read the explanation of this stanza.
The people who exploit the green wealth of nature by deforestation or mining or fishing in the deep seas, and the soldiers who use weapons to kill fellow human beings, need some time to introspect into the consequences of their actions. They are merely doing their job or following orders. We want them to put on new clothes, that is, to adopt a new approach towards life and to realize that killing so many people is not a victory. He wants all of us to be united as one, consider our enemy to be our brother. He is promoting brotherhood, peace and unity. He does not want us to stop our works, but to take some time and analyze the results of our deeds.
Referred here by the poet in these 2 lines. I've told you the stanza is very important from examination point of view. Please mark it important in your book and write down the meanings of the difficult words also. Now, there are 2 kind of people referred here. One who prepare green wars. Green wars here refer to the war with nature. That is deforestation, polluting the environment, polluting the water bodies, the natural environment, the nature environment which we people are creating because of our activities. And second, the poet is referring to the wars with gas or the wars with fire. That is the actual wars, right? The wars among people. Now, these are wars where a lot of destruction is there. A lot of people die. There is victory, but with no survivors. Means one of the nations or one of the team definitely wins the war. But then there are no survivors. No survivors because ultimately people die. Mankind suffers, right? So this would be a time when they would put on clean clothes. This would be a time when these people who are involved in such kind of wars would put on clean clothes and they would walk about with their brothers in shade, with the people, with their enemies, whom they consider as their enemy, because everybody will be quiet at that time. So they would take a pause and they would stand under the shade, putting on clean clothes with their brothers. Now, again, the last 4 lines, very important. What I want should not be confused with total inactivity. By total inactivity, the poet means death. Please write it down. Generally, children come up with this question, ma'am, already is saying, let's not do anything. There should not be any activity. There should not be any movement. And what is this total inactivity? Total inactivity refers to is basically he's referring to death. Poet is saying that when he is emphasizing on the point that there should be complete inactivity without any kind of movement, everybody should stand still. There should not be any movement of anything, no noise, no commotion, no disturbance at all. But he says, I do not want that confusion with this inactivity, with total inactivity, which means death. Now, death is a phase of human's life when he is absolutely silent, no movement at all. His body is not moving, his heart is not beating, his brain is not working. That is total inactivity. But the poet is saying that life will go on. I'm not talking about total inactivity. I'm not talking about death. He is talking about a small pause. And there will be a unity and harmony in that small pause. Because he says, life is what it is about. I want no truck with death. No truck, again, no confusion, no collision with death. Right? Ankita, please read out the explanation part now. Though I have already given it to you, please read it out again so that it's clear to everybody.
The people who exploit the green wealth of nature by deforestation or mining or fishing in the deep sea, and the soldiers who use weapons to kill fellow human beings need some time to introspect into the consequences of their actions. They are merely doing their job or following orders. He wants them to put on new clothes, that is, to adopt a new approach towards life, and to realize that killing so many people is not a victory. He wants all of us to be united as one. Consider our enemy to be our brother. He is promoting brotherhood, peace, and unity. He does not want us to stop our works but to take some time and analyze the results of our deeds.
Okay. Now, see, this the basic essence, the target of the poet, why he wants that silence, why he wants that entire world to come to a halt for a second. The purpose why he wants so is simply that he wants that everybody should be united. There should be a harmony in that silence. Because when we are speaking, we have different opinions, right? There are clashes most of the time just because of our tongue, our language. Language is a barrier. At times, languages are not clear. What I am speaking, if I'm speaking in German or I'm speaking in Spanish, that might not be clear to you. So that might create barriers. And my thoughts and my opinions may vary from any other individual. So again, that is a barrier that may create clashes. Indifference of opinion create problems, right? So basically what the poet, again, the essence of the poem we come to is simply that quietness, that silence, that non-movement, complete silence without any kind of disturbance, which is there, that is going to be harmonious, and that is going to bring about a peaceful environment it's going to create, and everybody is going to be united in that manner, right? So that is the essence of the poem, which is again highlighted. But here the poet is somewhere referring specifically to the people who are involved into wars. One, the war with the greenery, the war with the nature, and second, the war with the people. The people who are fighting against other people, obviously one will win, but there is going to be victory with no survivors, because ultimately people die. Ultimately, it's a destruction of mankind, right? Please continue reading this stanza further. Then I'm going to discuss about the literary devices in this particular stanza.
Ma'am, the poet asks,
Yes.
the poet asks everyone to stop those activities which are damaging the environment. Today, all the human beings are making money by damaging the environment. With their activities such as mining, deforestation, letting the chemical waste into rivers, etc. The poet asks us not to do so. He also requests people not to involve in wars as there is no benefit of achieving such victory in which no one is left alive. He says so because wars and environmental damage will lead to no life on earth. Rather, he wants people to adopt a new approach towards life and mankind. He says that you should try your enemy like brothers, treat your enemy like brothers, and promote peace and harmony in the world.
Okay, this explanation I've already given. Now, literary devices used in this particular stanza: alliteration, wars with. Please jot down the poetic devices used in your books. Now, poetic devices are very important. Why I'm telling so? You need to really revise them. Revise all of the poetic devices which I have been doing with you people for the past 2-3 years. And what specially I added few poetic devices with you people this year also. Right? I've given you a list of the poetic devices in 11th also, which new ones I've added, like assonance and all these. So please recall them. It's very important because in the changed paper pattern, now a lot of poetic devices are covered in your paper. Whether it is related to poetry, it's not just limited to poetry now. Even if you have a look at the CBSE sample papers, you will realize the unseen passage, maybe they are questioning you, which is the figure of speech or the poetic device used here. Right? They would not name it as poetic device, they would call it as figure of speech. So more or less, we have to cover everything, right? So please do them very carefully. Alliteration, wars with, WW, that sound is repeated. Clean clothes, again, that CC, initial letters are same, so it's alliteration. Assonance is the use of vowel O. Victory with no survivors. Assonance is a poetic device where the vowel sounds are repeated. A, E, I, O, U के sound repeat हो रहे हैं जहाँ पे, that is assonance. So here is assonance is used. Repetition, use of word, that is not much important. That's okay. Okay, now let's come on to the fourth stanza. If we were not so single-minded about keeping our lives moving, and for once could perhaps a youth's silence might interrupt this sadness of never understanding ourselves and of threatening ourselves with death. Now, if we were not so single-minded, here the single-minded refers to being selfish, right? We humans, especially in modern times, we are very selfish. We are every time, thinking about our targets, about what we want to achieve, how to cope, how to, make others lag behind, and how to proceed further. That is all we keep on thinking. So we are very single-minded. We're very selfish. In that pursuit of achieving our aims and targets, we often forget how much harm we are creating to the environment or to the other living beings. So if we are not so single-minded, means if we are not so selfish about keeping our lives moving, about in that continuation, in that heading in our lives. And for once could perhaps a youth's silence might interrupt this sadness. Sometimes actually, I mean, these days, I'm not just talking about the lockdown period or this COVID period when we are at homes. In general, also when you are so much occupied with your work every time that, 8 to 8 rushing is going on, school, coming back from school, going to the coaching classes, coming back from the coaching classes, then you have your homework to do, then you have your assignments to do, then you have to prepare for your upcoming exams. So much thing to cover up in a single day that from 8 to 8, you're just rushing and rushing. Every time you're just running after one or the other thing. At times, the days become very monotonous for you, right? You feel like you're bored, you're exhausted like anything. And this creates a kind of a sadness. I'm just talking about a general life. That is the time when you people generally say, ma'am, we need a break. ठीक है, जब आपके स्पोर्ट्स पीरियड नहीं होते हैं तो आपको यही लगता है मैम ब्रेक नहीं मिलती है क्योंकि हम थक जाते हैं, वो फ्लो में पढ़ते पढ़ते हम थक जाते हैं. So here the poet is saying that when he's talking about adults. He's not talking about children of your age who are into studies. So obviously you have to put in efforts at your age, but he's talking about adults. He says people are so selfish and in order to keep their lives moving, they're rushing every time. But for once, perhaps this youth silence might interrupt this sadness. The sadness which is created because of rushing every time and continuing in that flow of life, taking up the pressures. This silence is going to interrupt the sadness that is there of never understanding ourselves. We do not take a pause. We do not try to take out time to introspect ourselves, what we are doing, why we are doing, where we are going wrong, how we can improve our lives in a better manner. We do not think about all these things. We don't have time, rather. Okay. So he says that this small pause is going to interrupt this sadness and we are going to understand ourselves. The problem is that we do not have time to understand ourselves, and we keep on threatening ourselves with death because we feel life is so small. So we have targets at every phase. We have targets at every stage. Now I'm going to achieve this. Now I want this. Now this is my aim. This is my vision. We keep on going and going on. So this silence is going to interrupt this sadness, which sadness of never understanding ourselves, sadness of threatening ourselves with death. Right? Ankita, please continue with the explanation. Now I want somebody else to read out. Piyush, is the screen visible to you, dear?
Yes, ma'am.
Just a second. I want Piyush to read it out. Piyush, ये explanation पढ़ो बेटा इसकी.
All human beings work. All human beings work endlessly with the aim of completing all their tasks. They are driven by the target of survival. They are driven by the target of survival and the threat of death. So they are in a mad rush to accomplish all their works. He says that perhaps if they pause for a while, they can appreciate their achievements and their lives would become happier. He suggests that by keeping quiet, we will be able to understand the true purpose of our life.
Okay. All human beings work endlessly with the aim of completing all their tasks. They're driven by the target of survival and the threat of death. So they are in a mad rush to accomplish all their works. He says that perhaps if they pause for a while, they can appreciate their achievements and their lives will become happier. So the time you want to take that small pause, you're going to analyze the situation, you're going to look at yourself, think about yourself, introspection would be there, and you would accomplish, you would appreciate your achievements. So that's going to make your life happier rather than getting running after one target or the another on and on, right? चलिए ये स्टैंजा एक और पढ़ दो बेटा, इसी की explanation है.
Now, the poet wants to clarify to his readers that when he asks them to stop staying from or doing anything, he does not want anyone to become a non active person. Non active person is a person who remains idle and does not do anything. Here, he simply means that we should stop and see the consequences of our deeds. The poet doesn't want to see people being killed due to their greed for money and expansion of territories. Further, he says that people are continuously working to achieve their tasks without even thinking about their results. They are in fear of and therefore want to achieve most of the things before their death. Here, he urges them to stop for a while and take some moment to relish on what they have achieved till now. Everyone here is living a life in which he wants to achieve various things one after another. But now, the poet says the time to stop and see what has been achieved and should be enjoyed. This will help us skip the sadness which has become so prominent in our lives, the sadness of not enjoying what we have achieved, and the greed to achieve what next is in the list to be achieved.
I think I have covered almost everything in this stanza. Is this stanza clear to everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I'm not proceeding further today.